So let's talk about the Johannesburg meeting of the BRICS, which has given the historical decision to expand the membership to the 6 countries, namely Iran, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Ethiopia, Egypt, and Argentina. So what repercussions will it have over the world politics? That will of course be seen in the longer future, but there has to be a talk, over its near future term impact over the world politics. So since this historical decision has happened, there is other organizations, that is G7, has come into the picture. Basically, both the organization, that is G7 and BRICS, are getting compared. So to know that why these two organizations are getting compared, we'll have to go in a little bit past, So you must be knowing that we were ran through the unipolarity concept of the world, till 2010. Where US was everything as far as world politics is concerned, But after 2010, especially after the rise of China, Japan, and India, everybody was talking about the another pole to be set in the world politics, beside the US, because they wanted their voice to be heard. Basically, it was a developing nations group, an Eastern world, they wanted their voice to be heard over the world platform. So they thought that there has to be some another pole as well beside the US. So as far as Western world was concerned, there was G7 to represent their interest, but there was no one to represent the Eastern world interest, So, but the interesting point is that now, since the expansion has happened, everybody is hoping that will the Eastern world get represented through the BRICS, That's why this comparison is getting happened, because Eastern world has now got a hope at least, So since everybody is discussing about the comparison, we will also talk about some comparative points between the G7 and BRICS. So as far as G7 is concerned, G7 represents 30% contribution to the world GDP, But BRICS also is not less than G7, as far as contribution is concerned, because BRICS has also 30% contribution in the world GDP. So next concept comes, that is facility. Like G7, BRICS has also some facilities, like BRICS has NDB, that is New Development Bank, which give loans to the development purposes. Other facilities that BRICS has, that is contingent reserve systems, which save countries from this BOP crisis, So like this, BRICS has also some facilities like the G7, So another concept of diversity. As far as diversity is concerned, G7 represent the 10% population of the world, But if you come to the BRICS, now BRICS will represent the 40% of the population of the world after this expansion. So as far as diversity is concerned, BRICS has edge over this G7, So by looking this points, you must be thinking that G7 easily put a rivalry to this, BRICS will easily put out a rivalry to this G7, But all is not well in the BRICS as well, after the expansion especially. Because if you look at Saudi Arabia and Iran, everybody knows that there has been the rivalry between the Iran on the one side and Saudi Arabia and UAE on the other side over this Shia Sunni issue and proxy war issue, So how these both countries will go peacefully in this BRICS, that has to be seen in the future. So another concept is that how will South Africa and India will manage the balance between the Western world and Eastern world, especially after the Russian invasion over the Ukraine, because these countries are getting sandwiched between this Western and Eastern world, because especially after the American sanction over this Russia. These are the two problems which are coming here. Is that another third problem that will basically come, especially for India, that is China will of course try to dominate in this BRICS, So how will India assert its own interest and push back China to its own level? That is also to be seen in the longer future. Okay, so if these issues will get handled very peacefully, and very diplomatically, then it will easily give a rival to the G7, But again, is the matter of future that will be seen in the future only.